Experts tell us at one point schools like this one in every school in the state had safe zones, areas to protect kids from powerful storms. In fact, it was the law, but it's no longer required. We've reached out to Americans for Limited Government, but the phone lines for this East Coast-based company have been down for much of the day. According to the website, they're an aggressive, nonpartisan group, and like the name suggests, they're out to expose and prevent the expansion of government. The crash happened right about here. In fact, this SUV behind me was damaged in the process, and I did speak to people who knew that young EMT very well. As you can probably imagine, they tell me they are devastated and shocked by the loss. I have a copy of the complaint right here. It was filed just a few days ago on behalf of a mechanic who worked for Sarah Fisher Hartman for about a year and a half until he says he was wrongfully fired not long after he spoke out about being harassed. We spoke to a number of people here at the airport today, and while they pretty much agree waiting in those long lines at security checkpoints is probably the worst part of traveling, they're not sure if they're ready to see knives like this on board. The drivers we spoke to today say it takes a lot of determination to do well here on this track, and that's something that spans gender lines. After tonight's win, Pacer fans are literally celebrating in the streets, and they're not letting this light rain stop them. How could he feel?
Good win for the Pacers.
Much of the celebration actually started hours before tip-off. According to the report, the security guard identified himself as a police officer and started to write a ticket. But before he could even get finished, the driver just pulled off. Common Core has a lot of support here from state education leaders, but there's also a growing number of people who want to do away with this national education standard altogether. And they tell me their fight continues even with this pause. This is the stop sign authorities say the SUV intentionally skipped as it traveled more than 100 miles an hour with 4 kids inside. Police tell us break-ins like this are unusual for the area. That's why they want to remind people to get back to basics. Basics like rolling up windows and locking doors. With thousands of people making this commute daily, drivers tell us being stuck in rush hour traffic not only makes them lose time, but patience. This case all came down to a woman's complaint about what she called excessive barking by her neighbor's dogs. Initially, the lower court said that one person's complaints were enough. But today, the Indiana Court of Appeals disagreed. I have a copy of one of the letters right here. In fact, it was sent to us by a viewer. Not only does it outline his voting history from the last 4 years, but it also lists the history of his neighbors. Today, when announcing the charges, the U.S. Attorney says he's sending a message that, quote, justice is not for sale. Reporting live downtown, I'm Ebone Monet, RTV6. The burglar was able to break in through this window here, and after 45 years of serving this community, the staff members tell me because of what they were able to get away with, it's making it hard for them to serve. We're here at downtown Kilroy's Bar and Grill with tons of Pacer fans and